Hello and welcome to Bernama Property Hot Seat presented by Sun Surya. I'm Vincent and with me is my co-host Tuan. Together with us today is our Honourable Minister of Works, YB Tuan Bian. Welcome YB to our show.
Thank you very much. I'm very privileged to just be with you.
Yeah. YB is always in our agenda to always have you because your ministry is very important. First and foremost, taking care of the highway, which is driving the traffic to all the property developments. Yes, and of course, you are also in charge of construction, yes, the architect, the engineer, as well as the QS. All these are important stakeholders.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are the perfect man for us to start. So take it away, Vincent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So YB, you have been in the ministry for more than 8 months and holding one of the most senior and important portfolio in our government.
Yeah.
Has many things that we need to discuss. So YB, as a Minister of Works, are we continuing all our infrastructure projects from the previous regime? And what is the status of renegotiation now in terms of both costs and delivery time of some of these past projects?
Okay, Vincent, thank you for this question. Definitely, as a government of the day, we will continue with our infrastructure, construction of buildings and whatnot. This is important because I believe for us to stimulate the economy, one of the ways of doing it is to continue with infrastructure building and construction in the industries. And for us at this moment, in fact, for 2019 itself, we have at least 20 new projects, big projects, and the total value of about 5.26 billion.
5.26 billion.
Yes,
right.
That's correct.
But these are new projects, YB.
New project.
What about the projects of the earlier regime? Are we continuing with those projects?
Oh yes. You see, look at Borneo Highway, for example. That's very obvious. We have the Sarawak side, it's ongoing, and we have the Sabah side. They have about 35 sectors, projects. They're divided into 35 portion. 12 are ongoing at the moment. And well, as a person that comes from Sarawak, I want to ensure that this will continue. Yeah, so that's ongoing. In terms of cost, renegotiating the cost itself, as you have raised, Vincent, there is the suggestion, there's the proposal, and in fact there is the kind of even meetings between the stakeholders. So we're open to this, but bear in mind at the same time, because this project has been awarded already.
Okay, I
understand. As a lawyer,
sure,
you know that the contract has been signed.
Okay.
So then, if you want to relook at this whole thing, then you must bear in mind all these terms and conditions.
And consequences, right?
And
so YB, in other words, what you're saying is that the infrastructure projects that was approved in the earlier regime will continue on, unless there is a certain need for it to be reviewed.
Correct, correct.
So such negotiations and follow-up on this, does this go under the purview of Prime Minister taking on, or is it still very much under your own direct purview itself?
Oh, at the moment, it's still at my stage, at the ministerial stage. And of course, if there is mutual agreement and understanding, that's much better. Yeah, because we don't want to force things on the contractors themselves. Because as I've said, if agreement has been signed, then we have to honor the terms and conditions.
That's a very
specific issue.
So what
YB, your ministry's motto is towards the people's prosperity. which clearly highlights that infrastructure is actually the key to any successful property development. So for the benefits of property and developers and landowners in the country itself, can you confirm specifically what are currently the suspended infrastructure projects that is under the purview of your ministry now? Are there any that's been suspended?
So far, the projects that are suspended are projects that are really beyond, is delayed. They're beyond the time that they should have completed it. As far as I'm concerned, we're trying to encourage, we're trying to ensure that all projects that have been awarded, with LA and projects ongoing, we want to encourage that to go on. Of course, there is that again the opening of negotiating as to if they can come and discount the cost of it, and it's open. But whatever it is, we are not just simply trying to suspend works for the sake of suspending, because as I've said earlier on, we need to continue with our infrastructure building, because it's very important for the economy.
So I mean, what we are actually hearing right now is that you're still honouring whatever was awarded out or no contract. My question is that as a new government taking over and you as a new minister of this ministry, did you do a full review of all this existing contract and perhaps even identify which one particularly that they should volunteer and come and talk to you in that sense?
Well, that's some suggestion, as what you have suggested, Chris.
Yeah.
Again, we're open to that. In fact, there are contracts and there are projects that are already being discussed in that context.
Right.
And again, we don't have to force things on people, especially as I've said that there have been contracts being signed. And I hope that the people, the stakeholders themselves, understand why we're doing this. In the light of the financial situation of the country, I think there should be the kind of openness to assist. And as I said, we want to deliver these goods for the benefit of the people.
Maybe please hold on to your thoughts. Right? There's so much more for us to discuss too, but we will discuss and resume our discussion once we come back from the break.
Nak cari hadiah untuk hari ibu bapa? Ada Jintel. Jintel Display Star dengan teknologi Moon Hand Massage yang terkini memberi urutan yang menyenangkan dan selesa. Sesuai untuk ibu bapa kesayangan anda. Bawa Jintel balik rumah, ibu dan ayah pasti suka.
Jintel.
Welcome back to Bernama Property Hot Seats, and today with me, Chris and Vincent remain here, and we have our VIP of the day, our guest, the Honourable Minister of Work, YB Baru Bian. Let's continue, YB.
Yes.
Let's start. Given the property landscape in Malaysia, property development is taking place very progressively as a developing nation, and the fact that infrastructure is important, and there's also a trend moving toward this TOD, transport orientation development. So my question to you as a Minister of Work is that, are you working in silo in implementing all your transportation, or are you really working closer with Ministers Raida of the Ministry of Housing and Local Government to make sure that all these are synchronized?
Oh, okay, I agree with you. I think very important for us to work together with other ministry. In fact, there has been a few meetings with YB Menteri Zuraida in terms of our vision to fulfill the vision of constructing affordable home. Was the 1 billion in the next
10 years.
10 years, kind of the year.
The 1 million,
Yeah, in fact, we are to ensure that would be achieved. We have this IBS system, which is being championed by my ministry. And they came over, we have a good talk, and then, yes, we will assist them. And not only with the housing ministry, but we are working together with the health ministry. We're talking about the some sick project in terms of hospitals and clinics, and in particular for Sabah and Sarawak. And thirdly, we've been working together with YB Menteri for Pendidikan, YB Mazli. And in fact, I just invited him and YB Rina to come to Sabah Sarawak, come and have a look at the schools. And I think what they've done now, they have given all this to JKR, to KKR. So we are working together.
YB, I understand it's working very well between all the ministers. What about the state government? And any particular state government give you a lot of challenges, because land is, after all, a state matter, and work need to work on land.
Yes. You're right, Chris. In fact, we are very privileged, very fortunate. Of course, for Sabah, we have friendly ally in Sabah. Warisan is with PH anyway. So that's okay with Sabah now. With Sarawak, you all know that the government of the state of Sarawak is GPS. And in fact, I just had a courtesy call from the director of JKR today, together with the permanent secretary for infrastructure. And because there has been that close working together with KKR and the state for, well, over the last 60 over years, I told them, look, we still can continue with that understanding. And I said, look, I'm very clear of my mission. We are the government of the day. We are the government of the federal government. And our responsibility is to bring development to the people. So when it comes to development, it cannot be politicized. There may be GPS government, but then our mutual vision and intention, being the government of the day, is to bring development to the people.
Maybe I think you're very right on that part. We concur with that. Now, you touch about the Pan-Borneo Highway. I'm sure you're very excited that this is actually a revival, and then it's going to move on Pan-Borneo. Now, the question is, YB, is it going to be still the same as it was originally planned for, mooted years ago, in terms of cost and toll-free implementation? What's your comment?
Okay, the second part of it definitely will be a toll-free federal highway. In terms of cost itself, yes, we are trying to talk again to the contractors, the WPC, we call them, and see how we can come to a mutual agreement in terms of cost. Of course, there has been a suggestion and a suspicion that perhaps the cost had been inflated. I mean, they are very open. They are very open to this discussion, and yet, I mean, we have not come to that conclusion yet, but the good thing is that they are open to this, and we will try to get into this. As I've said, if there is a need, if there's need for us to come and reduce the cost itself for the sake of the nation, the country, and to ensure that it be implemented, I think that's very important.
Sure. So YB, I'm hearing you now. Borneo highway is going to be toll-free, right? That's a good start. And under the Pakatan Harapan manifesto, we all know, all right, toll-free highway. You know, my question is, are we going to see soon? I know at this moment there's some adjustment. You know, during the day you pay a different day, night you pay a different rate, and all these things. So are we going to see a absolute abolishment? And what about the concession given earlier?
Now, the KKR has been given mandate to have a review and to in fact we already what do you call it? We already appointed an independent consultant to look into this whole aspect of it. And we're supposed to get their final studies on this by May.
So in May we're going to know
this coming May,
result,
Once that is being forwarded to us, then we listen and we see what are the proposals that they come out with.
Okay.
So at the moment, the kajian is still ongoing.
Right.
So we will wait until May.
Okay, YB, we'll hold you on that. And in our next season, we'll get you back. Right. For all intent and purposes, we'll come back with more. It's getting hot inside. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.
Nak cari hadiah untuk hari ibu bapa? Ada Jintel. Jintel Display Star dengan teknologi moon hand massage yang terkini memberi urutan yang menyenangkan dan selesa. Sesuai untuk ibu bapa kesayangan anda. Bawa Jintel balik rumah, ibu dan ayah pasti suka.
Jintel.
Welcome back again to Bernama Property Hot Seat, presented by Sun Surya. For those who have just tuned in, Vincent and Chris here, together with our Minister of Works, YB Tuan Baru Bian. Okay. Now back to our discussion, YB.
Yes.
So YB, as the only full federal minister from Sarawak, what proposed infrastructure have you lined up for Sarawak actually?
Oh well, I have this vision to connect the whole state of Sarawak with infrastructure. you know we have been forgotten for many years. One very obvious one would be the diversion. There's a second phase of the Bernama Highway, but it has been announced already that we will not go through Brunei, but we're going to have it through the interior of Miri, Limbang and Lawas. It will start probably from Long Lama, and it goes up to Long Bian, going to Long Seridan, Upper Limbang, into Long Luping, and then to Lawas, and into...
So this project will start very soon?
Yes, I really hope, and I tell my officer that I want to take it off the ground as soon as possible, maybe at the end of the year, if not by the beginning of next year.
Good. We read from reports that you are keen to avoid any overlapping with Sarawak government, state government, and we are seeing progress in the Sarawak-Sabah link road. Please enlighten us.
Yes, because in fact I proposed it should start from Miri, Marudi, Long Lama. Then I just been informed that the state government would take Miri, Marudi, and Long Trawan. Even I just heard to that they may take from Long Lama to Long Bian. So we don't want to overlap. We want to minimize our cost. So if they can take that portion, well, thank you. And that's very good. Then we will start from Long Bian up to Lawas. So I'm prepared for that because we are also tight in terms of our financial capability at this moment. So if they're willing to share that burden,
state government,
yes, state government, yes.
Right. I think it's good that we mentioned about Sabah Sarawak along in the same place, because under the Malaysian agreement, that we know that the cabinet has actually approved to restore the status of Sabah and Sarawak being the equal partners with the Peninsular Malay states, and is put to the parliament for vote soon. So what's your view in this, and the restoration of this status, how does it impact real estate or development into these two states in that sense?
Well, first I think this is very good news for Sabah and Sarawak.
Right.
Again, we have mentioned this in our manifesto.
Right.
It shows that really this government is serious in fulfilling what we have promised to people of Sabah and Sarawak, and of course the nation at large. Now this is very important because it again get back to where we were, and for Sabah and Sarawak to be lifted up to the same status as it were before. I think that will be very great news for our people.
But what kind of impact, Wadi? When you say you leave it to the same status, so what exactly?
Well, there are a lot of implication there.
Right.
When you have the same status with Semenanjung Malaysia, and you are not merely a state within the nation, then a lot of allocation would be given to Sabah and Sarawak. For example, I can foresee this, that Sabah and Sarawak probably would ask for equal distribution of ambassadors, for example.
Right.
Representing the 3 territories.
Understand.
You know.
Understand.
Because at the moment, I think we just have a handful of them.
So I'm gathering, like, if for Malaysian as a development, as a property side, it will be reallocation of the budget even for development in that sense.
Yeah,
you will probably get more.
That is another possibility.
Right.
I mean, the fact that we have been lagging behind in terms of infrastructure for the whole many years back, there's the necessity to get more to Sabah and Sarawak. But again, you're right, you know, with that status being restored as it were, I think that would be another argument.
Okay, YB, on another matter that you are the biggest champion, obviously, as a lawyer, I always know that, the national, the so-called the native customary right, land rights of the people. I know there are now pending certain federal court decision ongoing in relation to this, and how would this impact as far as implementation of those infrastructures in relation to encroachment to this land and their right?
Yes, as a lawyer, Chris, you understand that the power over land is still with the state government.
Right.
With the government. That's why we have been fighting over these issues for many years now. And my hope and my advice is, especially to the state government of Sarawak and Sabah, when it comes to acquisition of land for the purpose of infrastructure that we want to implement from our side, please cooperate. That's one. Second, if possible, pay compensation that is necessary for to the people that claims rights over their land.
Pay compensation, you mean from the state government paying compensations?
If it is a federal project, Vincent, we have to compensate.
Okay.
But if it is the state government-owned project, then they have to pay from their own coffers.
So your advice and your comment is actually, if such compensation is necessary, please make sure that it is being paid in order to smoothen and make sure every plan and implementation progresses.
That's right. And of course, finally, they must investigate any claims of NCR.
Okay.
Because this is a very sensitive issue,
Yeah.
and it's not like black and white kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you need to determine and examine the areas that they claim as NCR.
Yeah.
So don't be too quick to brush aside the claim.
Good.
But investigate it.
I think Sarawakians appreciate for all your efforts in all
Definitely.
these years. Now, maybe one more question that's a bit general. We have seen that there's a general observation that many towns, in Sarawak has become a bit like foreign towns. What do I mean by that? Meaning too many foreigners are actually staying in these places, and younger generation Sarawakians that are not returning home after studying or working in Peninsular Malaysia. So henceforth, the demands of the real estate needs, for example, for residential, for office space, and even commercial like shopping mall space, etc., it's getting a little bit limited. And limited in the sense that the occupancy is not really there. Therefore, the rental yield has actually gone down. In the long-term future, if Sarawakians are not going back to Sarawak itself, this is affecting the property development and real estate. What's your thought and view? This will be my last question.
Well, to me, Vincent, in fact, when we plan for the connectivity of the rural areas in particular with infrastructure, I believe that would attract our people to come back. So the people that are working in town, and I know that a lot of them are in Sarawakian in Johor, for example.
Right.
You know, they migrate because the opportunity is less in Sarawak. But I could foresee that once we connect the rural with the urban, people would be attracted to come back. People would probably be attracted to develop their own land. You know,
Develop their own land.
Their own land, the native customary land, in the interior part of Sarawak.
Sure.
And people go back to the village because now you have good communication, good roads infrastructure that reach the rural areas, which were not there before.
Sure.
So I believe this would attract them back. And in terms of even works opportunities, and you talk about tourism that would be flourishing because of this connectivity.
Yeah.
So I really hope through infrastructure, connecting the rural with the urban in Sarawak,
Well said,
we'll be
YB.
able to attract them back.
Very well said. Thank you very much. So YB, thank you YB. It has been a great session with you today, and we are very thankful with your policy updates and your sharing. That's very important to the general public itself of the Sarawak issues, and also generally from the Ministry of Works itself. And we look forward to the Ministry of Works continuously improving the infrastructure of the country for the betterment of the public itself. Now, thank you for watching Bernama Property Hot Seat presented by Sun Surya. If you have any questions that you would like the government to answer, please feel free and email us at bernamaproperty@gmail.com. Alright? Stay tuned, we will have other VIPs taking our hot seats. Vincent and Chris signing out.